What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Wednesday, April 28th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon.
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 10-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. I'm going to give you somewhat of a value play at the pitcher position. I like Taylor Widener with a 3% pitching advantage over the San Diego Padres. Taylor Widener, he's only giving up a .631 OPS versus righties, and he's facing 5 righties here tonight. On top of that, and the reason why I'm willing to take a chance on this pick is because the Padres have only hit 3 of his last 23 pitches. That's a 130 batting average. Taylor Widener is $7,000 FanDuel salary and $900 more on DraftKings. Projected at 28.3 fantasy points here tonight. He has an ERA of 2.82. His record is 1-0 on the season, and he's pitching an average of 87 pitches per game, averaging 29 fantasy points per game. He scored 25, 31, and 15 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So if you want to save a little bit of salary at the pitcher position, I think this guy's in a pretty decent spot here tonight. So I like Taylor Widener here versus the San Diego Padres. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher position. I like Willson Contreras with a 38% batting advantage over Huascar Yano. Willson Contreras, he's batting a .758 OPS versus righties. And Huascar he pitches his worst ball versus righty batters. 53% worse than his pitch to lefties, giving up a .875 OPS versus righties. And Willson Contreras is 2 for 3, batting a .667 batting average and a 3.334 OPS versus Yano. Now, the reason that OPS is so high is because those 2 hits were both for home runs. He's $3,400 FanDuel salary and $1,900 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10.8 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 0 and 25 fantasy points in his last 2 games. So I like Willson Contreras here versus Huascar Yano.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Ryan McMahon with a 47% batting advantage over Alex Wood. Ryan McMahon, he's batting 16% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .913 OPS versus lefties. And Alex Wood throws his worst ball versus lefty batters, 31% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .882 OPS versus lefties. Ryan McMahon is 2 for 5, batting .400 with a .800 OPS versus Wood. He's $3,300 FanDuel salary and $1,700 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 28, 3, and 15 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Ryan McMahon here versus Alex Wood. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. This guy just keeps popping up in my videos, but he's doing pretty well and his salary is still pretty low. So I like Ty France with a 33% batting advantage over Zach Greinke. Ty France bats 18% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .951 OPS versus righties. And Zach Greinke, he throws his worst ball versus righty batters, 15% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .768 OPS versus righties. And Ty France is 3 for 9, batting a .333 batting average and a .777 OPS versus Greinke. He's $3,000 FanDuel salary and $1,200 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10.3 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 3, 6, and 10 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Ty France here versus Zach Greinke.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? I like Trea Turner with a 42% batting advantage over Steven Matz. Trea Turner is batting 38% better versus lefty pitchers. He's batting a 1.330 OPS versus lefties. And Steven Matz, he doesn't pitch that well versus righties, giving up a .814 OPS versus righties. Now I like this pick because Trea Turner is 13 for 36. That's a .361 batting average and a 1.006 OPS versus Matz. So that's a huge sample size and excellent batter versus pitcher stats there. Trea Turner is $3,500 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,600 more on DraftKings. Projected at 11.4 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 40, 3, and 3 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Trea Turner here versus Steven Matz. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I like Michael Brantley with a 61% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Justin Dunn. Michael Brantley is batting 26% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .988 OPS versus righties. And Justin Dunn, he doesn't throw that well versus lefties, 35% worse than his pitch to righties, giving up a .816 OPS versus lefties. Now Michael Brantley is 0 for 1 versus Dunn, small sample size, but I love the splits, and he's $3,300 FanDuel salary and $2,200 more on DraftKings. So I love that FanDuel price. He's projected at 10.8 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 6, 6, and 6 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Michael Brantley here versus Justin Dunn.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.